I am Professor Savithri. I am from the Department of Biochemistry, Indian Institute of Science. I just thought that it may be a good opportunity for me to kind of tell the, the, the girls or the women who are doing science as to what are the various opportunities available for them, career opportunities that are available to them. It has been told by many of the speakers previously also that, the development of any country, scientific development, innovation, or discovery is possible only with equal participation of men and women. And as you all are aware, if you look at the school performance or at the college performance, girls perform much better than boys many times. They top the list and they are doing very well. So if you look at the statistics at the undergraduate level, we have almost 40%. It's not bad. 40% of our students are girls or women. And at the post-graduation level also, it's not that bad. About 25 to 30% are women. So there is no problem with regard to the open mind of our parents to send girls to colleges and perform, do well. But the main problem comes particularly after they do either the post-graduation or their PhD. Now that is the crucial age where these girls are getting married, or there's a change of relocation of place or what have you. So we lose a very large proportion of our intellectual potential at that stage. That is, we need not worry, we need not have a separate meeting to discuss that we need to encourage girls. They are already being encouraged by the parents and by the teachers. The proportion of girls coming into schools and colleges are very good. But this attrition happens once they reach either the complete their graduate classes or they go to PhD and complete. And it's worse if they were to stop after PhD, because it's at the national level, you think that the country has invested so much on these girls and they have come up to PhD level and suddenly they have to sit at home or, stop the career. So this is a very serious issue, and as already been mentioned by other speakers, going forward, that is dropping off after getting a postgraduate level degree or PhD, they are also dropping off, a complete sudden drop of eminent scientists who head the various institutions or who are part of the governing bodies. How can we correct this? How can we help ourselves? That's the question. So the main issue here is once the change happens, that is you get married or there is a change of relocation, whatever, priorities should not change. You have a passion, with a great passion you have studied and you got your degree, you came all on top in your colleges, and suddenly soon after marriage, why should the priorities change? That is a question that the girls need to ask themselves, because it is something from within that the women should understand, that family and career are not opposite. They are not exclusive. You can have both. You can have family as well as career. How can you balance this? How can you make sure that you give enough priority to the family as well as to the career is something that every woman has to introspect and think for herself. I do not think any number of talks like this can help. The individual has to decide, do I need to be just a housewife looking after the children, or do I have a potential to develop my own career, and how do I pursue it? These are the questions that they have to ask themselves. Now, the there have been many proposals or many documents that have been brought out by the Indian Academy of Science, National Academy of Science, as well as by the DST task force, addressing this issue of how to attract women to the career in science and how to retain them. Now, based on this, in 2003, Government of India made policy was drawn for empowerment of women in science and technology and ensure equal opportunity for both. Now, in 2003, this program called Kiran was begun, where it is meant for, the mandate of Kiran was to provide a platform for women scientists of the country for advancement of their own scientific career. This is particularly true, as I said, sometimes the break in career is inevitable because you have relocated yourself to another place where the husband is working, or you have an ailing parent you were looking after, so you had a break in career. So, but that should not be, we could, the Department of Science and Technology has brought in very nice schemes under the Kiran, where there are opportunities for girls to come back to mainstream or basic bench level research if they come up with a innovative project on their own, and if they have a mentor in a particular institution. So the two things that are important is, if you have had a break in career and you want to come back to science, if you can go to an institution, research institution near the place where you are, and if you are able to find a mentor and a place for work, and then you have to think a project of your own, then that's why it's called mentor. You are this women scientist projects are meant for making women independent investigators and developing their own projects, and this has gone on very well, and there have been and the age limit also is very high, 27 to 50 years. Any time in this year, during this period, with breaks, you want to come back to mainstream science and technology, that there is opportunity, and there is also an opportunity to empower as principal investigators. So under this Kiran umbrella, there are programs for women scientist scheme, as I mentioned now, science and technology for women. There are programs, workshops, and international training that one can get. And then there is the Curie program, where funding is given to Mahila universities and Women Technology Park. You heard Sudha Nair speak about it, and then entrepreneurship programs, etc. Now, the eligibility for this kind of science programs, women scientist programs, is that you should not, or you need not have a regular job, which is because you have relocated, you wouldn't have a regular job, but you may have a PhD or you may have an MSc, and then you may have a break in career. But if you have had a demonstrable ability to do research, then there is online submission possible, then there is a screening, and then the presentation goes on, and then you are selected. Believe me, this selection committee for life sciences meets every 2 months to clear more than 100 such proposals, and their selection rate is only 15%. That shows that more and more girls are making use of this facility, schemes, and it has improved a lot. I was the chair for this committee for about 5 years or 10 years. Now it has gone, I hear that it's going even better, and more very well planned proposals are coming for approval. Then there are also programs that help in online submission, and then online exams for training and getting trained. And the fellowships are not very small. For example, PhD or equivalent people in the WOS, Women Scientist Scheme, can get up to 55,000 rupees per month as salary. And they also get a research component, which is 30 lakhs, where you can get small research grants, equipments that are essential for the project that has been proposed by you. And then there are also 1-year internship programs and so on and so forth. So please go into the website of DST. You will get a lot of information on these women scientists programs. And then these are given not to just one discipline: physical and mathematical sciences, chemical sciences, life sciences, earth and atmospheric sciences, engineering sciences. All these branches women are allowed to apply. And number of sanctioned projects, if you see, in 2016, more than 250 projects have been sanctioned to various women. This, I would think, is still small. We can go much higher, provided more women come to this kind of schemes and apply. And then the age, for example, distribution of age of women who have got this kind of schemes, women scientist fellowships, is anywhere it is above 31 to 40. Majority of them are in that middle age, which is very nice. They are all trying to come back to research, and they are located all over the country. Now, in fact, DST has made special efforts to go to Northeastern Hill or in Kashmir or in the East. All these programs are held in all parts of the country to sensitize women to take up and come back to mainstream science and come back and start working in various research. See, the limit is you. There are various opportunities, and if you come up with very good projects, DST can fund for all of that. And in fact, there is another program called Women Scientist Scheme B, where is a technology or a skill developed is to be transferred at grassroots level. Now here, this is not like doing innovative or your own research, but you can, for example, found some simple way of doing things, or imparting technology or imparting skills to grassroots level. If you come up with a good program for a particular village or particular district, it will be funded by DST. So that, for example, now we have lot of these technical apps coming on mobiles, both for health purposes, for agriculture purposes, or for banking systems and all. If it's kind of social work, if women want to take up this challenge of educating the rural class of how to use this digital world, it would be funded by DST, for example, under the Women Scientist B scheme. So there are two things. One is basic science or science research, original research in various aspects of various branches of science that the DST can fund. There are also technology transfer or skill transfer to various grassroots levels that are also funded by DST. And then there is another Women Scientist Scheme C, where we provide, the DST provides opportunity for self-employment. In that case, if you don't have a skill, you want to develop the skill, there are various training programs that DST puts out. For example, 405 women scientists were trained in IPR, and 136 have been qualified and registered as patent agents, and they all have, 168 of them are working in different law and patent firms and so on. So you can empower yourself by going through the training that DST is giving, and then you may find a job suitable. So the main purpose of all these women scientist schemes is empowering women, that is break the break. That is, once you have had a break, it doesn't mean it has to be stopped. You can always come back, and 35% of the women scientists have succeeded in coming back to regular employment among those who have taken these schemes. And some of them, there is also an opportunity that once this project is over, you can reapply and it is given a second time. So it can go on up to the age of 60. So one may not fear that, oh, I don't have a permanent position. Even if you have a temporary position, you can continue to do the research, and the only thing is you should have a mentor and a place to work. So over the years, this Kiran has made a lot of change. There is a holistic approach. There is regular revision of emoluments, enhanced age limit, online submission system, opening new avenues, etc. are another thing. Under the Curie program, as I said, women universities are specially funded by DST for improvement of their infrastructure. Avinash Lingam Women University, Banastali University, STD Women University, Sri Padmavati Mahila University of Tirupati, Karnataka Women University, and Mother Teresa University. All these universities have been funded by DST under the Curie program. And then the technology park, there have been technology parks instituted all over the country for women technology parks in various aspects, sectors of agriculture, horticulture, post-harvesting technologies, health sanitation, technology-driven driven activities, textile and handloom technologies, natural resource management, energy conservation, livestock management, aquaculture. All these are various fields in which one can have their own entrepreneur and small companies in these technology parks. So they are located all over the country, as I mentioned, and the special efforts are being made to show that they are distributed all over the country. The science and technology for women, in that sense, has many salient features: location of specific programs, training and skill development for women, income generation, awareness about health and nutrition. All these are aspects that women can, by themselves, self-help and under the NGO and scientist groups. And it has led to a lot of achievements. Inception of more than 10,000 projects sponsored by states and union territories are in place now, and more than 600 technologies have been developed by women, and 45% of these projects are funded so far under the scheme and have covered training of women to upgrade their traditional skills and to provide training in new and non-traditional areas. So there is also programs for entrepreneurship development, and women are being trained to become leaders in these entrepreneurship programs. And there is also capacity building programs in which not only DST, all the academies, INSA, NASI and Indian Academy of Science, they are conducting sensitization workshop all over in terms of, at school level, at college level, at postgraduate level, everywhere. Inspirational lectures are being given so that the women also learn to self-respect themselves and have confidence in their capabilities, that they can do not only simple management at home, but they can manage various companies, or they can themselves be very leaders of science. Now, there is another new scheme that has been introduced by DST, which is called the mobility scheme. That is, if you are already in one place and you had this women scientist scheme program, and then you had to relocate because of some other reason, there is a possibility, a provision of taking your project to another institution and continuing there. So these are various efforts that are being made by the Government of India to include all women in various sectors, and to make sure that we get as much opportunity. The only thing now is for us to rise and make use of all these opportunities. And in addition to DST, DBT has also some biocare, biotechnology, career development, reorientation programs, and then you can apply for them and get grants. And UGC also has postdoctoral fellowship, specially for women, and there are certain awards that are given specially for women. So in other words, there is a lot of encouragement. Our government is doing whatever possible to encourage girls and women to come up, but it is all in us to make use of this. And finally, I would like to say that there is a standing committee that has been reconstituted in the year 2015 for promoting women in science. I happen to be the chair of that committee. The mandate of that is to see that make endeavors for creating gender enabling environment in science and technology institution, recommend special measures to ensure growth of women in science, recommend programs designed specifically for fostering, utilizing and supporting women in science, and monitoring periodically implementation of various recommendations. So you are welcome to think about these, and if you have any suggestions or any policy changes that the government can make to improve the quality of work and quality of environment for women, I would be most happy to listen to you from that. Finally, I would just like to say that in the year 2016, the budget for the entire program that I listed to you was only 60 crore. If you think of the various individuals who have, hundreds of crores, thousands of crores, who are earning in and who are doing very well in the country, one other suggestion would be for them to come forward and donate some funds for these kinds of very useful activities of the government. And also, I would urge the government also to increase the budget so that we may do better. And, I said only 250 projects. I would look forward to a time when we are funding more than 2,000 projects of that kind. For a country like India, 250 is rather small. If the funding is good, I am sure we would be able to fund many more women and encourage them to become independent investigators. Thank you.